I want to tell you something shocking right now. You will probably find this to be utterly insane, but I want you to hear me out. I want to give you access to an invisible hot button in the male mind which will give you the power to get any man addicted to you and literally dance to your tunes. I want you to stop whatever you're doing right now and pay very close attention to this free presentation as it won't remain online for too long. I want to take you by the hand and give you a never-seen-before insider view on the male mind. Are you ready? Alright, then let's get to it. Do you know that by pushing a few emotional hot buttons already located in the male mind, you can influence him to your way of thinking and make him give you all the love in the world? Imagine how good you will feel when the very man who is acting distant and uninterested suddenly comes running to you, wraps his arm around you, hugs you so tight that it almost hurts, and gently whispers the 3 magic words you've always wanted to hear from him. I love you. Imagine how exhilarating it will be when the very man who wasn't sure about you wants to get on his knee to put a big shiny ring around your finger and make it official. Imagine how satisfying it will be when the very husband who didn't care about you and almost neglected you tells you how special you are and how blessed he is to have you in his life. Imagine how good you will feel when your man goes out of his way to look after you, protect you, satisfy your every little desire, and wants to be with you for the rest of his life. What if I showed you exactly how you can use this hot button and influence him to your way of thinking, diffuse arguments, and connect with him on a level that no other woman can even dream of? And what if I further told you that this secret was so disgustingly simple that you'd kick yourself in the gut for not having discovered it earlier? Heck, I'll even go a bit further and make an even bigger claim. Once you understand how to trigger this hot button, you'll have an unfair advantage in every situation you encounter with him. Anytime you push this emotional hot button, he will act super passionate for you and will desire you like a fat kid desires a cheeseburger. This very thing will make your relationship advance faster than you ever dreamed possible. It will go from dating phase to commitment phase in record time. You'll be able to trigger physical and emotional attraction within him that will be so powerful that he won't be able to control himself, and this will all happen without any hard work on your part. All you really have to do is push this psychological hot button already present in his mind. I will show you how to install your image in his mind so deeply that he will struggle to think of any other woman but you. Sounds impossible, right? I can promise that after you finish watching this short presentation, you'll know exactly how to push this emotional hot button and will be blown away with the results you achieve with it. Trust me, this is one of the most important videos you are ever going to see. What you are going to discover about men from this video might be the most important 5 minutes you will ever spend. My name is Mark Scott, and I am not some big relationship guru or a psychologist with a fancy PhD to my name. In fact, I am an everyday, average guy. And here's a true story that makes me feel a little bit stupid when I think about it now. A few years ago, I was dumped by the love of my life, and it completely devastated me. I can honestly say that if you could imagine the worst possible feeling in the world, and then multiply it by 1,000, that's how bad I was feeling at that point. And to add more insult to my injury, my girlfriend, who is now my ex-girlfriend, started dating a guy I always used to hate just 3 days after our breakup. Not only did it make my blood boil, but now I wanted her back at any possible cost. And this is where I began my desperate search for solutions. I went to the local library and picked up as many books as I could on relationships and psychology. I would go in every day and pick up a new stack of books. I read every book page to page till it got to a point where my eyes were literally sore and I couldn't read anymore. I sat for days on end, taking notes. I slowly started applying everything I had learned in the days which followed. What I discovered next was something no one could have ever prepared me for. I still remember this very clearly. My ex-girlfriend on the phone, crying, telling me how much she misses me, how sorry she is for everything, and how much she wants me back. The most shocking part was this. The very thing I thought would never work actually worked so fast and so well that it literally blew me away. I won't bore you with the details of what happened between me and my girlfriend after that, but I want to get to the part which you'd be interested in. In the next few months, I shared this very same formula with my friend named Cindy, who was having trouble in her relationship. She told me that her boyfriend was a lot more inside his head lately and wasn't being open about anything. I know this formula works really well when applied on women. Maybe it will work on men too. I was almost asleep when my phone went beep. It was a text message from Cindy, and it said, "Hey, it worked." I texted back asking, "What worked?" Within seconds, my phone rang. I picked it up and heard, "Oh my God, it worked." The excitement in her voice was overly obvious. She was absolutely pumped. She went on to tell me that the tricks I shared with her worked surprisingly well. Not only did it make her boyfriend open up, but now he was telling her things he never told her before. She was absolutely thrilled and thanked me endlessly. In the days which followed, I started getting emails from random women. Apparently, Cindy had told some of her other friends about me, who were now approaching me with their specific relationship problems. I shared the very same thing with them, and they reported staggering results too. In fact, I transformed many relationships completely. I helped a woman who was at a point where she feared that her man might never commit, to a point where that same man was eagerly willing to get on his knee and propose. I helped a woman who was left by her husband, to the point where the husband literally begged her to take him back. I helped a woman who was having constant arguments in her relationship, where her man was never ready to listen, to a point where not only did the man listen to her, but also admitted to his mistakes. At this point, I was being referred to as an expert, as funny as that sounds, but one thing was a fact. I had figured out how to teach any woman to become that 1 in a million woman a man would do anything to be with. But none of this is new or even recent. In fact, these secrets have existed for thousands of years. In Greek mythology, there used to be these creatures called sirens. They had half women and half bird-like bodies. They used to sing seductive songs which were so strong that it magnetically pulled sailors towards them. Sailors would steer their boats towards the sirens or jump in the water. Either way, they were killed following this melodious song. The interesting thing is that the sounds they made appealed to the subconscious side of the male mind, which psychologically forced the sailors to ignore all logic and be lured toward the sirens. The urge they generated was so intense that these men couldn't control themselves even when they were being pulled to their ultimate destruction. This is a timeless secret which still exists and can be used by any woman. Now, I'm not saying that you can sing pretty songs and make a man do anything. That's obviously a silly idea, but what I am saying is this: you can have an almost hypnotic effect on a man as long as you know how to appeal to the subconscious part of his brain, which is not under his control. To explain this further, let me go even more deep. Have you ever wondered why men run after certain women and avoid the rest? Why is it that one man can be an absolute jerk to a particular woman while the very same man acts so nice to another woman that he almost makes himself look stupid? Why some women have no trouble attracting and keeping any guy they please, while others try extremely hard yet always struggle? Why is it that some women can easily get their man to commit, while others are scared of even talking about commitment? Why is it that some women know how to get what they truly want from their man, while others always complain about how their partner doesn't understand their needs? Now you might say that they're just lucky, but that's not true. These women understand something about men which majority of women out there have no idea about. Do you know that every man has a collection of attraction switches, and the moment you trigger these switches, you can literally make him dance to your tunes? Once you understand how to use these triggers, you can have his undying love and devotion for the rest of your life. This powerful ability will cause men to be super interested in you, even if you aren't the most beautiful or smartest woman out there. I figured that any woman who understands these secrets and knows how to push this psychological button has no trouble, making men hopelessly fall in love with her, making any man do almost anything to please her, getting what they want from a man without even trying, making a man want to spend his whole life with her. On the other hand, women who don't understand this often think all men are jerks, find men become distant and withdrawn with time, always end up in a situation where their partner takes them for granted and they don't get the respect they deserve. always find themselves in the company of the wrong kind of a man who treats them like crap, always struggle to make the man commit. In fact, understanding this very thing is so important that if you don't, your man might be forced to get distant, find reasons to avoid you, and will feel the need to cheat on you, and you will have absolutely no clue why he is doing such hurtful things. Alright, now let me share the secret sauce with you, the exact step-by-step formula which I've used to help hundreds of women in various relationship situations. You have to do two absolutely vital things to gain access to this invisible psychological hot button already present in the male mind, so listen carefully. Step 1. You have to appeal to the emotional side of his mind. Every human has two minds, the conscious mind, which follows logic, and then the unconscious mind, which follows emotion. Our conscious mind is within our active control, while the unconscious mind is not within our active control. The conscious mind deals with our thoughts, while the unconscious mind is responsible for generating feelings and emotions. That's why it's also called the emotional mind. And whenever there's a battle between the conscious and the unconscious mind wins hands down. In other words, emotion outweighs logic every single time. And this should explain why some men go out of their way to do special things for a woman, even if it's painful to them. They do it because a woman did or said something which triggered the emotional side of their mind, and as a result they feel this strong inner urge to do it. So, here's the important step number 1. Once you appeal to the emotional part of his mind, you will be able to make him literally dance to your tunes. And on the other side of the spectrum, have you ever wondered why men fall out of love and start disliking the very woman they loved dearly? It doesn't happen because a man logically decided to stop loving her. It happened because, on a deeper emotional level, he is getting these nasty feelings which are forcing him to distance himself from her. The unconscious mind is like fertile soil. Whatever you sow, you will eventually reap. Women who are successful with men have a habit of installing a very positive image of themselves in a man's mind. And as a result, their man feels this amazing feeling whenever he is around them and feels the need to do special things for them. And this brings me to the second important step. Step 2. Use very specific language which appeals to his protector instincts. Men have a natural and genetic need to protect his loved ones. When you speak a language which triggers these instincts, he will feel like it's his duty to keep you safe, happy, and protected. He will go out of his way to do pleasing things for you, even if it's difficult or painful for him to do so. A man is naturally wired to please you. This ability is already present in his genetic makeup. Those are his primal needs. The issue is that most women don't know how to trigger it the right way. You can trigger it by using very specific language which speaks directly to the part of him which is eager to please you. This is so powerful that he won't be able to help himself. He will subconsciously think that pleasing you is the right thing to do, and he will even feel good about it. If you aren't using this secret, then you are doing yourself a huge disservice, and are actually making a massive mistake. Not knowing this will lead you into relationship issues and problems, and you will always find yourself confused and frustrated. Now, you're probably wondering, okay, Mark, I understand that I need to appeal to the emotional part of his brain and use very specific language which triggers his protector instincts. But I don't know what this specific language is, so how do I do it? I'd like to show you exactly how you can speak the secret language. Knowing it will grant you the power to inspire him to give you whatever you wish every single time. You will connect with him on a level you've never imagined before. Also, none of this is hard. In fact, it's so easy that you'd kick yourself for not having discovered this earlier, but before I get into it, I need to warn you. What I will show you is very useful and dangerous at the same time. It's like being handed a sharp knife. You can use it to cut vegetables, and you can also use it to stab someone. So I hope you use this responsibly and only for good purposes. Since I can't help you face to face, I've done the next best thing. I've put my magic secrets into an easy-to-follow, step-by-step manual I call How to Read a Man and Influence Him. I've laid out the step-by-step instructions on what you should do in every specific situation you may encounter with a man. I've spilled out all my closely guarded secrets, which will make you capture the heart and soul of any man you please and keep him devoted to you for the rest of your life. Other women will envy you because you'll be able to indirectly encourage a man to do what you want him to do without anyone else seeing it. It will be like being handed over an invisible remote control to his mind. You will press buttons and he will dance. These are the secrets which are not taught in any class, discussed in any book, or shared anywhere else. It's an absolute must-know for you, period. Here's what you will learn. A very weird yet unique way of talking to your man, which will make him stop whatever he is doing and pay 100% attention to you. You'll be surprised at how easily you'll get his unconditional support and cooperation after using this strategy. A deadly mistake most women make which indirectly forces a man to get distant with time. This can cause even the most understanding man to completely close up emotionally. It's critically important that you know this before it's too late. The number one most important thing that every man desperately craves from a woman. Give him this, and he will worship you for the rest of his life. Trust me, you don't want to miss this one. Discover how to ask him anything and always get answers. I'll show you how to ask a question in a way where he will be psychologically compelled to answer you, no matter how difficult or hard it has been for him so far. Are you scared that he might leave you? Discover an amazingly effective way of behaving around him which will keep him utterly convinced that you're the only woman for him. He would be worried about losing you after this point. Learn how to figure out exactly what your man is thinking or feeling at any given point, and discover what you can say or do to make him get a burning inner image to become closer to you. How to smoothly turn a nasty fight or an argument into a peaceful conversation, and have him understand your side of the story and agree with it. You'd be surprised at how powerful this really is. Did you say or do something you regret and wish you can take back? Discover how you can make him forgive you no matter how big your mistake was. Now you will know how to get the same love and attention you got from him in the past. Is your partner ignoring your needs and you feel neglected? Don't worry, this specific method will make him go from cold, distant, and uncaring to the most loving, understanding, and caring man who is eager to please you. The real reason why men lose interest. I'll show you how to completely stop this from happening, and how to turn things around if this has already happened to you. You'll know exactly how to reignite the old passion and make him crazy for you once again. Do you often feel that you are giving more and getting less from your man? I'll show you exactly why this happens, how to prevent it, and how to fix it completely so that you don't feel unappreciated, unloved, or unheard ever again. How to make his level of interest in you grow instead of die with time. I'll show you fail-proof ways to make yourself more sexually and emotionally attractive to him. Things will keep getting better and more exciting in your relationship once you use this. Communication secrets which will make your man tell you the truth even if he has been lying to you so far. You'll find a new level of honesty and trust in your relationship which has never existed before. Is he reluctant to commit, and you are scared of having the talk with him? I'll show you why men have an unconscious resistance over the topic of commitment, and exactly what you must do to make him take his guard down and finally commit to you. This one has a massive success rate. And this isn't even half of what I've covered in the manual. Just imagine how great your life is going to be when you completely understand what's going on in his mind. Imagine how good you will feel when you will know exactly how to approach him in various situations. Imagine how relieved you will feel when you know what to say and do to get the results you actually want, instead of mindlessly trying one thing after another only to face more frustration and disappointment. So now I want to know, what is it really worth to you to have this kind of power at your disposal? Millions of women spend thousands of dollars on professional psychologists or therapists who charge $100 to $200 per hour or more for several months and even years, and usually aren't even able to give you solid, fail-proof solutions to your relationship problems. If you add up the cost over time, it would be several thousands of dollars. So, what do you think would be a fair price for my system? I think $297 would be fair, considering the benefits you will get for the rest of your life. But you aren't going to pay $297. You aren't even going to pay $197. Heck, you won't even have to pay $97. By ordering today only through this presentation, you get the entire How to Read a Man and Influence Him system for only $47. Alright, now this is what I want you to do next. Click on the Add to Cart button below this video and you will be taken to a secure order page where you can fill in your payment details using a credit card, debit card, or PayPal. Once that is done, you will be taken to a download page where you can have instant access to the manual and start reading it 5 minutes from now. But wait, I need to let you know that I am planning on raising the price of my manual to $97 soon, as I've been told by some folks that my system is heavily underpriced, so I can't guarantee how long this will be available at $47. If you leave this page now, I can't promise that you will be able to get it at $47 again, so grab it while it's still available. Plus, if you choose to invest in my program right now, I'll also add the audio version of the manual worth $97 absolutely free, which you can download to your PC, tablet, or phone and start listening to it right away. And I'll also give you my special report on 7 deadly mistakes women make around a man, which brutally slaughters their chances. It's a $27 value, and I wrote it specifically for customers of this system, because there were mistakes almost every woman was making without even realizing it. And listen to this, I am so confident that my manual will transform your love life completely and turn you into a woman who will be literally worshipped by your man that I am willing to take all the risk. You can try out my manual for full 60 days, and if for any reason it doesn't work for you, or you aren't satisfied with it, just send me an email and I'll give you a 100% refund. Alright, now you've seen and heard a lot in this presentation. If you've got this far, then you really have 3 things you can do. Thing 1. Leave this page and completely forget about what you saw or heard. Go back to living your life the way you've always lived, and if that's what you're planning, then I wish you all the best. Thing 2. You're probably thinking about using the free advice you got from this presentation and doing it all on your own, which will definitely work for you, but there's a very high chance that you might struggle without knowing the right how-to steps. You could see short-term results, but it might not be permanent. Thing 3. You can stay on this page, hit the Add to Cart button below, download the manual, and let me take you by the hand and guide you step by step through the whole process, and put you on the fast track to massive success. And you understand that you have absolutely zero risk as you have full 60 days to try the system, so this should be a very easy decision for you. There are 2 types of people on this planet, the spectators and the players. The spectators are the people who only watch things happen. This is the group which suffers the most in life because they don't make things happen. Rather, things happen to them, usually really bad things. They sit and watch as life passes them by. They only hope and wish that someday things would be better, but nothing ever changes. And then you have the players. This is a select group of people who make things happen, who live a life full of abundance and happiness because they act on the opportunities provided to them, instead of sitting there and letting it pass them by. Do you know what percentage of people are actual players? You'd be surprised. It's only 3%. The rest, 97%, are spectators. So it's no wonder that so many people lead a life of silent desperation. I want to ask you, which category are you in? Are you a player or are you a spectator? Here's a bitter truth. Problems that are not resolved today will most likely never be resolved. The majority of women spend months and years living in a nightmarish relationship, praying and hoping that someday things will change. The reality is that it won't. If you keep on doing what you've always done, you will keep on getting what you've always got. And here's the sad part. Most women refuse to get help. They sort of stick to their own personal theories and ideas. They take the old hidden trial route and struggle year after year to eventually end up heavily frustrated and hopeless. Why would you follow the hidden trial route when there are proven step-by-step secrets out there which will get you out of your misery and put you on the fast track to success? It's possible to create near instant change in your relationship if you know exactly how to tackle various situations effectively, and that's exactly what I will show you in my program. I've done all the hard work for you. All you really have to do now is to download the manual and apply the strategies in your life. Still skeptical? No problem. Let me address some frequently asked questions. When will I receive How to Read a Man manual? You will receive the manual right away after order. It's an ebook in PDF format. That means you can instantly download it to your computer, tablet, or phone and start reading it 5 minutes from now. How easy is that? I'm scared of sharing my credit card information with you. Your transaction will be 100% secure and private. You will be billed by ClickBank for your privacy. It's a very reputed company which has been in business for the last 14 years. You can always Google them for more information. Also, your credit card statement won't show that you bought How to Read a Man system. Rather, it will show you a charge from ClickBank for your complete privacy. How fast will I see results? Results could be seen right away after the application of methods mentioned in the manual. Therefore, the faster you apply them, the faster you will see results. What if for some reason it doesn't work for me? As far as my experience goes, that is next to impossible. By reading my manual, you'll be giving yourself an unfair advantage over 99% of women out there. What if I have extra questions? No problems. In fact, that would be even better. I would love to assist you personally if you have any extra questions. You will be provided special contact details in the download page where you can easily get answers to any questions you might have. Listen, you have nothing to lose and the rest of your life to enjoy the unparalleled power you will get with your relationships. Grab hold of this opportunity right now before it's too late. You are at completely zero risk with my manual. You will get everything you need right here in this manual, which will enable you to create the ultimate loving relationship you have always wanted and keep the man of your dreams in your life forever. Click on the Add to Cart button below this video and I'll see you on the inside.